Okay, let's get started. Hi everyone, Steve here, and welcome to the 2027 Hardwood Mock Draft. Okay, disclaimer: the views and opinions made are done all for the sake of fun and entertainment. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, let's go to the honorable mentions. Listed, sorry if your player wasn't mentioned or put here. I did all the best that I could do in research and tried to put some drama, and here we go. Okay. First, Frank Cross from DePaul. This guy's a athletic big, can put the ball on the floor, modern big, but has to work on his defense and poor stamina and decision making, especially when he drives down the lane. And Gregory Cooper from Laverne. Some people argue he is number one, but an MRI revealed several problems on his knee and ankle. So, you don't want to be drafting that kind of guy. And, his poor finishing and speed also makes him a very one-dimensional center. Not prime for the modern NBA. Another is Ryan Samuels from Delaware. Strong, tough, vintage big who likes to, work on his mid-range, back to the basket type of big. Reminds me of Zach Rondo from the Memphis Grizzlies. And then we got Alan Baldwin from Lehigh. Deadly spot-up shooter. 40% three-point field goal percentage. Might be the steal of the draft if he ever makes it, With the right system, he could be probably a better Duncan Robinson in a lot of terms. And then we have here Glenn Blevins from Dayton, serviceable guard in the NBA, but his below average inside defense could, probably make him a target in a lot of switches in the NBA. There's a lot of pick and pops, pick and roll switches every hit now and there, and then, so this guy, so yeah, all of them are basically honorable mentions. Just basically outside the top 15, could be inside the top 15. And okay, so are you ready now, guys? This will be the 15th pick in this mock draft would be BLAINE NEWSOME. Okay, BLAINE NEWSOME from Bentley, shooting guard, 6'4", 170 pounds, averages 22.8 points per game, 4.73 points per game, 2.9 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. Okay, averaging 23.5 on 45% field goal on the highest conference of hardwood, and limiting opponents to 38% field goal. Damn. BLAINE NEWSOME is for sure getting drafted, but he has to work on his weight and stamina. He needs to bulk up because it could be a grueling night in and night out. It's going to be a lot of banging, So, 15th pick, BLAINE NEWSOME. Let's go to the 14th pick. JEWELL. Okay. From the College of Charleston, power forward, 6'8", 220 pounds, 14.9 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, 1.4 steals per game, and 1.2 blocks per game. Okay. Ian is a well-balanced big. The problem is he hasn't excelled in any department of his game. He hasn't developed any go-to move. Very raw in terms of talent for NBA scouts. So, 14th pick, JEWELL. Heading to the 13th pick would be SONNY NOONAN. Okay, from Winthrop. Small forward, 6'5", 215 pounds, 13.2 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game, 1.1 blocks per game. Okay, Sonny is, I would say, an all-around kind of player. Could be used in any system, in any team with the versatility he possesses. Could also defend almost any position with his long arms. So, yep, SONNY NOONAN for 13th pick. Then, getting to our 12th pick, it would be Kevin Stapleton. Okay, from Houston, center, 6'10", 235 pounds, 17.8 points per game, 11.3 rebounds per game, 1.2 steals per game, and 1.5 blocks per game. This guy is tearing it up on his league. And you know what I like about Kevin Stapleton is his readiness to play for the big leagues. Could be a very serviceable big for a lot of years in the NBA. Problem is, did he already reach his potential? Okay, so that's a big question mark for him right now. Heading to the 11th pick, it's CLYDE LANGE from Hampden, Sydney. Point guard, 6'6", 195 pounds, 14.7 points per game, 2.8 rebound, 2.8 3 points per game, 8.1 assists, 2.1 steals, and boy oh boy, you know, you need some shooting, say less. Clyde could be the next Klay Thompson, and with a very good work ethic, I don't know, the sky's the limit for this kid. Heading to the 10th pick, it's Chris Schaefer from Eastern. Small forward, 6'5", 200 pounds, averaging 12.4 points per game, 1.83 points per game, and 1.5 steals per game. Okay. Chris is, I would say, a deadly shooter who could create his own shots off the ball or on the dribble. You know, you have to really check this guy. Being so good on the opens though has its trade-off. The kid has to work on his lateral movement to keep his job on the court, you know. And heading to our 9th pick, it would be PJ Lang, you know, from Missouri, shooting guard, 6'4", 210 pounds, 24.4 points per game, 3.5 threes, 5.8 dimes per game. Okay, PJ Lang, I'd say, is an insane 3-level scorer. You know, this guy has suffocating defense with an insane 7-foot wingspan. The kid is going to be a problem in the NBA. He just needs to work on his passing, though, as I could see a lot of double teams coming his way. So he really needs to learn that if he really wanna put, you know, another level to his way of I would say level to his game. Okay, heading to our 8th pick, it would be Roger Hammonds. Ooh, from Clark, point guard, 5'11", 180 pounds, 21.2 points per game, 3.5 threes per game, 8.1 assists per game. Okay. I know. People are probably might be questioning right now why Roger Hammonds is basically this low in the draft. You know, he is the highest ceiling player in the draft. Yes, he's undoubtedly a very skilled and elite prospect, but you know, found himself at a spot he thinks he shouldn't be at. And I know a lot of you would also agree, but his poor physical attributes has gotten his drop stock spiraling down. Ooh, that's quite worrying, I would say. Heading to our 7th pick, it's Dean Stein from Central Washington. Small forward, 6'6", 235 pounds, averaging 20.3 points per game, 1.6 threes, 9.6 rebounds, and 2 steals per game. Dean Stein is very athletic. Reminds me of young Zach LaVine, you know? Lots of upside, but same as Zach, he needs a lot of work to do, you know? His work ethic though is up in the air. So for sure this guy is a really good pick in this order. Heading to the 6th pick, we got Miguel Wolff from Azusa Pacific. Point guard, 6'5", 210 pounds, averaging 20.5 points per game, 2.8 threes, 5.6 assists. And this guy is an international guard who has already played for the Argentinian national team. Has good size and explosiveness, slashing through the basket. He opens up a lot of opportunities on the offense. Does well too on defense, and just like Manu, he's also a lefty. Heading to our 5th pick, it's Quinton Pike from Point Loma Nazarene. Center, 6'11", 230 pounds of pure muscle, I would say, and averaging 18.2 points per game, 10.3 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game. I would say Quinton is probably the best big man of the draft. Heavily decorated, big all throughout his college career. You know, he has basically won it all. You know, especially the awards. Nothing much to argue about his game, but his foot speed. You know, GMs and scouts are worried he could be exploited way too much in the modern game, and you know, probably might be unusable in the fourth. Let's say probably somehow like a Rudy Gobert, you know. And then heading to the fourth pick, Gordon Watkins from Western Michigan. Point guard, 6'1", 170 pounds, averaging 26.3 points per game, 3.4 threes, 8.3 assists, and 1.9 steals per game. Gordon is, you know, the number one recruited prospect in the nation. Gordon Watkins is a 3-and-D player that is freakishly efficient, a demon in the open court, and has people comparing him to Magic Johnson. So, I don't know. Probably he could even go higher. It just depends on the availability and fit of the team picking it for him. But for now, I'll have him at fourth pick. Going to the third pick. Any guesses? It's it's Marcus Choate. Okay, and from Dominican University of California, small forward, 6'7", 220 pounds, averaging 20.9 points per game, 3.5 threes, 7.6 rebounds, 2.5 steals per game. You know, I would say this guy is NBA ready, high motor, franchise player kind of guy. Problem is, he hasn't taken command of the game too much when he could easily do. So he doesn't, he doesn't prove to be a leader out there on the court. And, especially talking to their president, the guards, he has been very good and on and off the court. But, he has recently got into some headlines and some off-court issues. So that probably could have hurt his drop stock already. And heading to our second pick, it would be Grady KOVACH from Penn State. Point guard, 6'4", 205 pounds, averaging 25.4 points per game, 2.9 threes, 5.2 assists, 1.6 steals. And this guy is perhaps the most complete guard in terms of skill and physical attributes. The buzz around this kid has been increasing and increasing. Showcasing his talent at the highest league. One GM told me this kid is a walking bucket. And shoe brands are all over. It's just very easy to market this kind of guy. So whoever picks him, it's a win-win at this situation. And then lastly, our first overall pick is ANDRIAN Bass from Florida Gulf Coast. Small forward, 6'7", 230 pounds, 19.2 points per game, 3.6 threes per game, 2.5 steals per game. And, GMs, coaches, scouts are drooling over the talent of this kid. Close enough to be, a generational talent. The kid is all the package you could ask for. Only to be, hurt by his poor decision making, which I believe is very coachable given his tools. Also plays in a higher conference than Marcus, so he has already been tested on the tougher competition, I would say. So yeah, and that concludes our Hardwood Mock Draft. We might see another mock draft in the coming weeks, so who knows? And thank you. This is Steve again. Fake Steve. Okay. And thank you guys for watching and have a good day.